Hey y'all, it's Dr. Court with another episode of The Rewrite, where we are rewriting our ever after unapologetically. I am so tickled to introduce my guest today. We have been talking offline for the past few minutes, and she is just a hoot, and I am so excited for her to be here. She is a 30 something, because we don't reveal our ages around here unless we want to. And she is figuring out life post her wake up from childhood trauma resurfacing. She finds herself unblocking blessings one day at a time. She is a passionate entrepreneur who works daily to tame and process, I love this, the conversations between her own two ears. We are going to dive into that because that's amazing. She's also a certified essential emotions coach, a #1 international best-selling author. She has her own podcast, and above all, a real woman who knows she is meant for more, bridging the gap for women to go from feeling broken to beautiful again. Oh my God, I'm so excited to have you here. This is so incredible. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'm ready. Let's just dive in.
We have already been talking, so I feel like we have dove, whatever it is, in
Mhm.
already. This has been such an incredible conversation. And I found myself telling her this really crazy story beforehand that I had never told anybody. And I said, I've never told anybody this story. My husband just happened to be there. And she said, that's just me. People tell me things. And I can absolutely resonate with that. You just have this presence about you that it's like, I just feel at ease and comfortable. So
And I
thank you
love
for that.
that. But see, it surprises other people. However, I'm just, I guess, numb to it. I love it. I love it because it's real connection. You
Yes.
don't it's not created. It just happens organically and I fucking love it. But yeah,
Yes.
so as soon as you told me that, I was like, yeah, of course you did in my head. Of course you did because that's just what happens and I'm so happy to be that person.
I love that. Though people like that are my people. So we
Mhm.
were making a joke ahead of time that on this podcast we don't do edits. You guys who've been listening, you know that we don't do edits. We do real world, flavorful language, whatever we want. And I made the comment of, well, we don't edit ourselves when we're talking to our girlfriends or our family or whoever. You know, we on girls' nights we say what we want, we snort, we laugh, we cry, whatever the case may be. And
Mhm.
so why would we do it here? And then we kind of said, you know what? I'm not forcing anybody to listen to this podcast. If you don't like the real, the raw, you don't have to be here. But
Never.
people like you are my people. And the people who listen to this, I'm hoping are our people. So I
And I
love you
think
for who
that's
you
true
are.
though. I think that's true. You can't fake it. And the older you get, hopefully the more awareness you have around you were perfect from birth. Stop trying to be other people. So once you tap
Yes.
into that of just zero fucks, right? Like, okay, this
Yes.
is me, take it as I am. I'm telling you, like the more people that will make you happy in life, that will push you to be your best, start coming into your world. Is that true for you?
Yes, that is incredibly true for me. But one thing I will say, and I'm hoping that if anyone has not quite reached the age that I am, take this advice from us right now. Get to that phase because that phase almost comes automatically for you when you start approaching 40. I don't know what the magical number of that is. It could be I'm in perimenopause, so it could be the perimenopausal rage. I have no idea. But please take our advice to start doing that ahead of 40. You're going to miss out on so much life if you're so worried about what other people think and how are they going to take me for what I say. And I remember hearing that saying on social media, and it's aligned with what you just said, but you can be the whole package just delivered to the wrong address. And I heard that a number of years ago, and I was just like, okay, well, that's dumb. That doesn't make sense. And now that I'm getting older, I'm like, that's me. I have been the whole package this entire time. Just keep landing on the wrong doorstep.
Yeah.
Take our
I've
advice if
never
you
heard
want
that, but that makes
Really?
perfect sense. So you just weren't ready for that message at that time.
No,
Wow.
no.
I
I
really like
was just
that.
having a conversation the other day about, we ask the universe or God or whoever we believe in, whatever you choose. We ask a lot of times. I think we pray or we ask or we manifest or we meditate on getting clarity and answers. And I don't know if you do this or not, or if you ever maybe used to find yourself doing it. We get the answer, but we don't want it. We don't like it. So then the universe comes and takes those giant red flags and beats us over the head with it. And they're like, you will listen. So it's like, but I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to listen back then. And I find myself now wondering, girl, what were you waiting on to be ready for?
The whole idea of getting ready to be ready. Oh, ladies, stop. You're ready today. You were ready yesterday. Period.
Yes.
Like that's a hard stop. You are. So that belief gets to be built up.
Mm-hmm.
Powerful belief. Like we all have it, but that's funny. So I believe in a higher power source. You can call it whatever. But I tell God, I'm like, God, okay, you need to hit me over the head,
Yes.
like real
Yes.
hard with that little tiny bat of yours, because sometimes I need that. Sometimes you can be more
Yes.
gentle, but I'm too hard
Yes.
headed
Mm-mm.
at times, especially hard on myself. And I think a lot of women can resonate with that, that I just
Yes.
need that hit, like real
Yes.
hard hit. hmm
Yes.
Yeah, I hear
My
you.
mom used to tell me that I needed to be hit in the head with a cinder block because my head was made of an unknown alloy. That's what she would tell me. And I'm like, I don't appreciate that at all.
hmm
You're not wrong, but I don't appreciate. Like, what? What would you say?
hmm
And now that I'm older, and she passed away in October, and now I can still hear that, coming up for me. And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. So now when I do pray or meditate, I'm like, universe, just go ahead and send that cinder block because your girl needs it. Because it is. We've all been conditioned, I feel like, especially women, to stay in this space of I have to be X, Y, or Z. I have to live a life full of shoulds, of expectations of other people, or I'm not doing enough. I'm not enough. I'm not a good mom, not a good wife, not a good employee, fill in the blank, because we've just been conditioned to continue to listen to that voice that's not ours.
And it gets very convoluted. It gets
Yes.
very mushy, depending on what season you're in. If and maybe that's outside of your scope right now, but it will land when it's ready. It's you can hear the same thing from a different person and it will land completely different. I don't know. It's like your soul knows when you're ready to press
Mhm.
play and move forward. You just mentioned, your mom passing away in October. I'm so sorry, but I also
Mhm.
understand that. Losing a mom it doesn't matter what age you are, where you're like, it just sucks, period. And so I'm sure that walk through grief right now is also possibly mucking up that conversation between your ears. I hear you.
100%. A
Like,
100%. And that I will definitely give you credit for it, but I am totally going to use that conversation in between your ears because boy, does that get loud. That
it does.
conversation gets so loud.
And I think there's more people walking through life, just a sliver of who they can be.
Yes.
And there's a lot of heaviness, but at the same time, friends, like there is so much good in this world. There are amazing people doing amazing things in their field. There are beautiful relationships that you're cultivating that you might assume like, oh yeah, everyone has like that one or two person, but no, 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 no. Not everyone does. However, you do. So like refill that cup of yours. And especially
Absolutely.
when you're in the thick of it, I'm telling like I go back to it and I'm a very visual. So you can't see me right now, but my hands are between like in between myself, whatever the hell that is called. Anyways, I have to pause and be like, look, am I going to sit in the muck or am I going to shift that mindset right now? Make
Yes.
that decision. And I promise you, the
Yes.
faster you make that decision, the easier it is for you to pivot. It doesn't make
Oh,
everything gray and gold. Hell no, we live in an imperfect world. But the quicker you get off the pot and pivot, the easier it is to move. And I've
yes.
learned that through the grief, through life, through adulting, right?
Zero stars. Do not recommend.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this whole thing, yeah.
Nobody warned me that it was going to look like this. I wish I could, like, can I get my money back from this ride? Because nobody told me that it was going to end up being quite this fun. Quite
hmm
this. We were talking
hmm
about upside down. I feel like we live in the upside down. And just so everybody knows, if you go to YouTube, you can watch what she was doing. So it is video if
Okay.
you want to see what she was doing. So, but otherwise, for the audio folks, you can just take it with her instruction. But it's funny that you say that, and I am a wholehearted believer in universal synchronicities because I've been having this conversation a lot lately about, especially with my son. He's 14 and has the attitude to go along with it, which I swear I have to discipline my attitude out of him because he is just like me. But he is having a really hard time with some things that are difficult. And I'm like, you have things in your life that are going to come at you that are going to be challenging. Some may even be traumatizing. And you can either choose to sit in it and let it destroy you, or you can choose to use it to motivate you. Those are your choices. And it kind of resonates with the same of you can choose to see only the bad in your environment, in the people around you, or you can choose to find the good. Both things, whether you choose to see the bad, choose to sit in the muck, or choose to motivate and choose to see the good, they all take energy. They all take
Mhm.
time. They all take effort. Choose your hard. Which one do you want to be? And I told my son, I said, you're going to expel the same amount of energy to do one of the two. So why not choose the one that motivates you so that the energy can be for something productive instead? I
Mhm.
feel like it landed a little bit, and hopefully it's landing more with this audience than it did with him. But at the same time, I think he was just kind of like, oh, well, that's true.
Mhm.
I
But
could
it's
make
also coming
things.
from mom. So,
Yeah.
right? I could say verbatim to your son and it would land differently. There's something about you being mom that a part of it is just thrown away because you're mom.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know
He
what it
told me I was
is.
lame the other day. And I was like, bro, I was cool 14 years ago. He sat there for a
We
second.
all
He did
were,
the math in
right?
his head. And he was like, do you mean you were cool before me? Yeah, that was way cool before you came along. But okay, whatever. I
And those
agree.
trends that you
Ugh,
think you created, oh honey, no.
no.
Before my time even. Like no,
Yeah.
you're just recycling what
Yeah.
was already cool.
Our screen is giving us a thumbs up. So the universe is loving what we're talking about.
Yeah, right.
But, but yeah, I mean, I think that is part of it is the trends that they are so focused on. And I feel like the kids these days, they don't have the cognition and the frontal lobe development to be able to kind of make better choices. But I almost feel like as an adult whose frontal lobe is fully there, I should have the cognition to do it. I still get really flooded with some of this stuff on social media that is further kind of solidifying that you're not enough, you're not doing enough, you should be doing this, you should gentle parent, you shouldn't gentle parent, you should try this food, not this food, you should take this medicine, not this medicine. And it's like I really do. So that conversation between our ears we're having with ourselves, I feel like that gets louder because of social media.
So, what do you do to negate that? Because there is a lot of noise. Again, both sides of the coin here. I love social media. If I were to have to pick one word, it would be love because I get to choose. I'm fully aware of choosing what is landing on my feed, right? We get to feed our
Yes.
algorithm, and your algorithm is going to show you what you've been binging. So, I'm curious,
Yes.
how do you remove that so it's not all in your head?
So what I do is, and it may not work for everybody, but what I do is I have quiet times on my phone, and I know that there are different apps and things like that that you can install and little devices you can get, but I just hold myself accountable because I find that accountability helps me kind of check a box, which makes me feel like I'm winning. So I set my quiet time. These are the times, no negotiating. I will not be on social media for anything. If it's not posted, it's not posted. That's just, the way it is. And I also, at least once a week, sometimes I falter to every two, I will go through and start deleting followers. I will start ignoring or silencing certain creators, certain accounts, certain things like that. If I feel like my feed is starting to go towards that negative, like you were talking about, we have the choice. What you binge is going to come after you, which is always so funny to me when people say, like, comment and say, I don't know how this person ended up on my feed. Well, because of you.
Are
You
you sure
you were
you
the
don't
problem.
know, or are you just choosing not to be aware of
Yeah.
it?
Like, is this your first day on social media? Did nobody explain the rules to you? That's how it works. But I will go in and do that so that that way my feed is a little more tapered towards things that are positive that help me with a growth mindset. So that's what
Absolutely.
I
We're
do.
constantly being fed, so you get to choose what you're consuming, what you're eating, whatever you want to call it. We are
Yes.
in freaking control. What and I mean, for a child, I mean, you have a 14-year-old son, so he is being fed way more than we were at his age. I'm so
Yes.
girl, are you happy that we did not grow up with cell phones?
So
Holy
happy.
shit.
So happy.
Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
I don't know where I would be, and that's not my reality, but I am so thankful my brain did
Yes.
not have this device to rule the world at that age.
God. I used
I'm
to
just so
be
grateful.
like when when we were that age and we had to go outside and play with our friends or we had to make mud pies or play with sticks, it was like, this sucks. But now I no, I am so grateful. I am so thankful that I did not have that constant flood of somebody telling me, try this, try that, don't do this, this is cool, this isn't cool. And the internet is forever. So there is no social proof of anything I did.
Oh my gosh. How many times have you had conversations with your girlfriends like, "Can you believe we did XYZ and there's no proof?" High five. Yep.
Yep.
Amen. There's
Say,
none.
thank
So I
God.
technically didn't do it. Am I going to say
Yeah.
that?
Well, because that isn't that what we say? It's not official until it's like Instagram official or TikTok official. Well, then nothing I did was ever official because it was never posted anywhere.
I'm so grateful. I am so grateful. And okay, so I love how this conversation went. Let me tell you a story I think you're going to appreciate. Working in a school, I worked at a Catholic school, so smaller, right? And everyone knew everyone and everyone's business. And they'd be like, Miss Vicky, this happened, and I might get in trouble. I'm like, well, first of all, you're not in trouble yet. I think there's time to rectify this before it goes down south. But who said a consequence is a bad thing? Like, who invented the word consequence to deem it is a punishment? We have a choice. So you have paths to choose. The consequence is what happens after you choose that path. Figure it out. So
Yeah,
you know the repercussions of this action, or that action, whatever it is. But the consequences is something that happens after it is done. Like, who the heck deemed that it was a negative thing? The consequence
that's a
of
good
me
question.
helping another classmate with whatever, there's no bad consequence.
No,
The
I don't think
reaction
that.
that happens after is gratitude and improvement or whatever it is, but it's all good. It's
Absolutely.
fascinating how consequence turned into this bad thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't disagree. We have a sign above our door that goes out, our front door.
Mhm.
And they had it made on Etsy and it says, don't forget your keys, don't forget your love, don't forget that actions have consequences. Because that is like my kid will tell you that my stepchildren will tell you the same thing. That is my catchphrase. Actions have consequences. But it's funny because I've never made them feel like their consequences have to be negative.
I love that.
Sometimes the consequence is just a learning opportunity to say, hey, and I always want my son to feel like he can come to me and say, hey, mom, I messed up. What
Mhm.
do I do now? And what you do now is a consequence, but it could be a good one. It could be a learning opportunity. It could be something that you give to someone else to help them. So
Mhm.
I love that you kind of had the same idea with those kids. Is it doesn't. I would like to know an answer to that. I wonder if we can Google it. Who did put the negative connotation on
Yeah,
consequence?
I haven't spent the time to Google it, but it would be very easy to figure out. Thank you, Jesus, with Google. But yeah, I'm curious, but I love your sign. I love that. And I it actually leads me into this other thought I'm having right now of parents or I don't know. I'm not a parent myself. I'm an auntie of many kiddos and I freaking love them to death.
Yes.
And I love the fact that some people apparently are saying, "Okay, like how was your day? But did you mess up? Like did you make a mistake today?" Because that's not a bad thing. That means you're growing, you're learning.
Hmm.
And I'm like, that is brilliant. As a child, I was never
Yes.
asked, did you mess up today?
No.
unless I was in
I
trouble.
was
Like, what did you do,
what did
Vicky?
you do at school? What did you learn?
What?
Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's powerful. It's so
Yeah.
powerful. With all the choices we have in this day and age and with social media, we truly get to choose what is being filtered through our phone.
Yes. Yes.
What are,
And
like,
I ask my son a lot, what was your favorite part of today? And because it's with being so flooded with everything that comes at us. I mean, let's be real, life right now is hard for everybody, even teenagers, especially adults, but it is hard. And he gets really negative really easily. And so it's like, what was your favorite part of today? And it doesn't even have to, like, we didn't even have to do anything today, but I still want to know, what is something that you can pull forward and say, well, I got to watch my favorite show, or I really liked you didn't make me eat my broccoli for dinner. Like, I don't care how little it is, but what is your favorite part of today, so that way you can kind of pull yourself into finding those like happy pockets.
because there's so many, but maybe you are just unaware of them happening. And when you're in a funk, when you dip, when your frequency is so low, it is very hard to see the higher frequencies of love and light and compassion and gratitude. It is like, we're freaking human. We are so not perfect. We're never meant to be perfect.
No.
But I really hope other people and your listeners specifically can wake up,
Yeah.
like truly wake up and feel all the love that's seriously all around. It really is.
Yeah. And if you can't find it, reach out to us. DM us or email us or whatever, I don't know, whatever mode of communication we use these days, and we can help you do that. But I think one thing for me, when I was reading some of the parts and pieces, so all of my guests fill out applications, and that just gives me a little bit of insight into who they are. But you talk a lot about being unstoppable, a lot about mindfulness and things like that, and pulling back in that piece about the conversation in between your own ears. What do you do, that, or what do you coach people to do to quiet that conversation, so that they can remember, like, I am unfuckable withable, like, I am unstoppable, I am woman, I am beautiful. Like, what do you do specifically to, like, shh, so you can get that?
I love this question. So, you know, I'm the first to admit to any of my clients and any of my friends, like, I take what you need to hear and implement that. Do not take all of what I'm sharing with you and feel like you have to. Uh, and I tell them, I'm not doing the work for you. I'm just bringing the awareness piece so you can do that inner work that's ready to be done. I don't think we have to get deep every single time I'm in session with someone. I don't feel like that's necessary. I utilize essential oils in my practice all of the time. And I know we don't have space and time for it here. However, essential oils played a really big role in getting me unstuck,
Very
helping me be
interesting.
brave enough to do the inner work that was really wanting to be done in order for me to push forward. And again, in
Wow.
imperfect fashion, push forward. So it's not linear. Anybody doing any kind
No.
of mindful, like, if they're telling you this, please run.
Yeah.
Please
Get your money
unsubscribe.
back and run really
Yeah,
fast, because that doesn't
unfollow.
work. Yeah.
It is not that way. It is not that way at
No.
all. And it is not
No.
done in one single session. It is
No.
not done in one fucking month.
No.
Okay. But
No.
it is
That is.
so good. It is so good. And I promise you, I've never met someone that has been willing to feel the shit, walk through it without being thankful they started. Because the awareness comes when you're ready to be vulnerable and real with yourself. Those little moments start clicking. And with my essential oils and with the emotions coaching I do, we we together, client and I, figure out what's coming up right now, because we're emotional beings. It ebbs and flows all of the time. You don't just have
Yeah.
one emotion always
No.
or in a day.
No.
You have multiple in a minute.
Yeah.
So,
Some simultaneously.
right, exactly. Exactly. Did I answer your question or did I go off on a tangent? Cuz Sometimes I
No,
do that.
you absolutely answered it. I didn't want a yes or a no. I wanted like dig deep. Tell me what you do. Give me all the
Yeah,
secrets.
I have my oils. I use them. Everything has a frequency. So that's my belief. Everything has a frequency, and our powerful essential oils also have a frequency. So combining the frequency of those essential oils to help lift our own frequency to a higher one, it's just allowing us through our limbic system and our olfactory system to heighten that awareness at a faster pace. However, it's never pushy. So you have to walk through the process to feel it, but I'm telling you, it works every time. Our bodies know what the hell we want, and when it's ready to
Yes.
work on something, it does. And because of the choices I've made, the hard choices, I can sit here today and say I'm not perfect, but I'm so much better than where I was. The clarity, the mindset shifts that I can make on a daily basis because it's still hard. Life is still hard, but that time of a dip is
Yeah.
so much less lengthy. It doesn't
Yeah.
knock me on my ass for a half a day anymore.
I think most people nowadays are craving imperfect. I don't think people from social media feeds to coaching sessions to everything, we're not, I know for me, I'm not craving perfection. I want real, authentic, imperfect. I want to know that you fell down 100 times in the muck before you picked yourself up because I've fallen down 101. And I don't want someone who fell down once and doesn't understand what I went through. Like so I know for me, like that's I'm craving those pieces of imperfection, and the women who have been in the trenches before me, with me, the ones that are coming after me, like those are the ones that I want to align and connect with. And most of my, the authors, with the work that I do with them, with trying to regulate their nervous system so they can excavate the story and turn it into books, they want that same thing. Because when you have someone coming at you that's like, well, I've never done that before. Okay, well then you don't get it. It's just it's that simple. If you're living this aesthetically pleasingly beautiful life, then you don't really resonate. But I think one thing that I really, really want to take away, because you said it, which is I've always said it, you're saying it, it's validation. We're going to concrete it. No part of this journey, no matter how imperfect it is linear. And if your goal is for it to be, and for you to hit a finish line, you are never going to succeed, because you are going to fall back, come back up there, and there's never going to be a time where you're like, I'm completely healed. So I have people who ask me all the time, they're like, well, you wrote a book and you said all the things and now you must be healed. And I'm like, actually, I'm more unhealed now than before I wrote that book. And that's what
Mhm.
was supposed to happen. And people look
Yeah,
at me and they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, that pulled back so many, it unearthed so many things for me that it was like, oh, there is deeper work to be done. And there should always be deeper work to do. Do
always.
you agree? I see you
Oh,
move. It's
1000.
like, I feel like you, that hit
1000%. I
me.
just sat back like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And we're not here to force it, right?
Mm-mm.
We're here to meet the people where they're at. When they're ready, we're here.
Yes.
And I love it. Yes, it is never linear. And the expectation of it being so is false. So we get to remind our egos when they get really, really loud to shut the fuck up.
Yes.
Okay. Our egos like to lie to us to protect us, our nervous system, our energy. It's there as a mechanism of safety. But the amount of junk that comes from your ego into the conversation between your ears, you get to learn how to decipher, is that actually, am I actually in harm's way? Is this actually
Yeah.
good for me? Or is this just the lie of the ego? And we get to pivot. We
Absolutely.
get to make those micro changes. And it gets to be fun.
Absolutely.
Y'all, life really gets to be fun. Perfect? Hell no. But fun.
No.
Absolutely.
And don't
Yeah.
hang your hat on perfection. Don't hang your hat on a finish line. Hang your hat on the fact that you want to be, growing every single day, learning something. Like I told my son, let it destroy you or motivate you. So even if you do have something that's imperfect, let it motivate you instead. And yesterday, so I'm getting ready to embark on this journey with my nervous system with a coach. And I'm excited. I do nervous system coaching, but I want a mentor that's going to help me elevate to the next level. And because I unearthed so many things with writing a book about all of it, I'm finding myself needing a little bit of extra support and help. But she actually said something yesterday, and once I'll do an episode on it and I'll tag her and all the things. But she said something to me yesterday that was, I've always had this mind frame of the old Courtney and the imposter syndrome Courtney. And, she's been riding shotgun for a long time. And I want to be able to leave her on the side of the road in the dust. And this woman leaned forward and she goes, "No, you don't." "Girl, yes, I do. I think I know. I want to drive away from her. Thank you." She's like, "No, you don't." She said, "You need to take her with you, but learn how to silence her when necessary because you should be grateful for who she was and what she provided to you." So when you are looking for that path forward to healing, it's not necessarily about getting rid of or dropping, that woman off on the side of the road, never seeing her again. It's about appreciating what she helped you survive, but then taking her along for the ride of the healing. Pulling back when you need that little reminder of how far you've come, but don't let it get so loud that you can't hear the voice between your own ears. I think that was such a beautiful perspective for me because for so long I've just been thinking like, this heifer needs to get out. Like, get out of my car. I
Yeah.
don't want to deal with you no more. Like, I can't. No, I mean, she helped me survive. Why would I want to get rid of her? So some of it's that change in perspective, I think.
Always. And just because we're here today does not mean that our um, perspective or ideas will change in the future. And I would say don't box yourself up. Like
Yes.
unblocking all those blessings that you have now are beautiful. But guess what? There's going to be other blessings that you get to unblock later.
Yes.
And that's for later.
Yes.
Hmm.
One step at a time. One step. I had a nursing instructor who used to say one bite of the elephant at a time, which I always thought was very weird because who the hell wants to eat an elephant? But whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
I changed it because East Coast girl. I changed it to one wave at a time. So don't look at the wave that's 100 yards out. Look at the small one that's right at you right now, and how are you going to not sink in that one, and then
Mhm.
go to the next one? Because every one you conquer is going to be something you can kind of chalk up to your motivation. You'll be like, you know what? I overcame that. I can overcome this. That one might be a little bit bigger, but I can still overcome it when I'm meant to.
And that is so true with every scenario in life. Every scenario. I don't subscribe to the idea of, well, this person has it all. They have that. No, the only difference between that person and me is that they took action, imperfect action. They were brave
Yes,
enough to do it. There's
absolutely.
nothing special
Absolutely
about
love that.
them. We are all freaking amazing humans. We all have beautiful souls. We get to tap into that. Yeah, I love this conversation, friend. So grateful for
I
it.
am too. This has been an incredible conversation. It is not over just yet. I do have a question I ask all my guests, so I'm going to ask you. I feel like we kind of had the answer, but if there's any other little nuggets you want to drop with it, this is the time. So I always ask everybody, when people hear your story or read your book or hear this podcast, what do you hope it gives them permission to do?
Permission to do is to absolutely, without a doubt, understand how amazing they are. Like that soul that they were created with is meant for every good thing on this earth. This human experience that we are in this simulation, whatever you want to call it, you are absolutely worthy of every fucking thing that's on your heart to do. I really
Amen.
hope people understand that. You don't have to be somebody else. You don't have to fake it to make it. The power you have is because you were created exactly who you're supposed to be. And I want them to know that, like on a soul level.
I love that. So I am clapping, I'm clicking, I'm doing all of the things to say amen, hallelujah, praise hands. That was an amazing yes. Understand how amazing you really are. And sometimes I wish people could see themselves as we see them sometimes instead of seeing them as we see ourselves because we have a filter on, for all the things we've been through. So that is a great permission slip that you just gave everybody.
Always take it. And if you need to re listen to it, you can rewind, play it again. It's here for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Perfect. Well, Vicky and I are going to be discussing in episode 2 when we sign off today. So hopefully we will be able to twist her arm and have her back here because I would absolutely love to hear more. I think your business is Aligned Wellness, correct?
Yes, it is. Yep.
Okay, perfect. So in the show notes, I will link her website, all the handles, all the things to reach out to her, and then hopefully we can have her back to talk more about the essential oil journey because I am all about all of the things that can help us with our frequencies. So stay tuned for that. But for now, thank you all for being here for another episode of The Rewrite.